what's going on? It's your boy SYNTELL with the Intel, and I am here with Andrew the Flash Gordon.
What's up?
Hey, I tell you what's up. LAKSHYA Part 3. I hope you got a chance to check out episodes 1 through 2. If you didn't, don't worry about it. There'll be a link in the description for some of the previous episodes. But there is an even better and more fun way to enjoy this, and that is by joining Jaby's Patreon page. With Patreon, you'll be able to watch every single moment, bit for bit, all the highs, the lows. It's kind of like you're hanging out with two of your best friends. It's super simple. All you got to do is log into your Netflix account, start it up in the beginning with one side, start us up on the next. We will give you the cues, and you, like I said before, it's like watching with two of your favorite friends. It's absolutely worth your time, and there is additional amazing pieces of content on that Patreon as well. So without any further ado, let's get started.
मिशन कामयाब हो जाए तो ये लो, हमें तुम्हारे सिग्नल का इंतजार रहेगा।
राइट, पाकिस्तानी हारे तो पलट के एक बार फिर आता है। अगर जीत जाओ तो फौरन लापरवाह नहीं हो जाना।
तुम्हारी एक अमानत है मेरे पास।
Flag.
ये लो, हम सब की तरफ से तुम्हें वहां लगाना है। ये तिरंगा वहीं लगेगा डॉक्टर, ये वहीं लगेगा।
Damn.
Ambush.
मैं बाकी रात तुम्हें यहाँ से कवर कर देंगे। Understood?
Yes, sir.
Shoot.
They were so shocked to find them. Nice shot. Oh, man. Just pulls at your heartstrings.
बाबूलाल, तुम यहीं रुकोगे। ये भागीरथ बुरी तरह जख्मी है, इसका ख्याल रखो। जी साहब। अगर हम लोग जिंदा वापस नहीं आ सके तो हो सकता है हमारी रेजिमेंट को तुम्हें ढूंढने में 2-3 दिन लग जाए। ये और पानी रखो।
Hey, he gave him his water.
कर्नल दामले ने इस मिशन के लिए 12 आदमी चुने थे। अब हम सिर्फ 6 हैं।
अगर हम में से हर एक अगर 2 आदमी के बराबर बन जाए तो हम 12 हैं। तुम लोग यहाँ बैठो या वापस लौट जाओ, लेकिन मैं अकेला ही जा रहा हूँ।
That speech worked.
हेलो बारासिंगा, हेलो बारासिंगा। सर, कोई रिस्पांस नहीं है।
Keep trying.
They could make the assumption that they all died.
They could, but it adds to the stakes. They have to make all these decisions on their own.
Yeah.
That cliff side is gonna be crazy.
Oof.
800 feet.
Jeez.
वहाँ रिज से कुछ 100 फीट नीचे कर्व है। हम दिन में वहां तक जाकर बैठ जाएंगे, और रात में जब हमारी आर्टिलरी दुश्मन का ध्यान बटाने के लिए पहाड़ी के दूसरी तरफ से गोलाबारी शुरू करेगी, ये आखिरी 100 फीट हमें अंधेरे में चढ़ना पड़ेगा।
All right.
मुझे नीचे से खबर मिली है कि 2-4 दिन में मगरबी ताकतें सीज फायर करवा देंगी। फिर जो जिस थां बैठा है समझो बैठ गया।
Okay.
अब कौन छीन सकता है इस पहाड़ी को मेजर शाहबाज हमदानी से? किधर से आएंगे ये हिंदुस्तानी?
Wow.
Oh, that's practical. That's real. I really am curious how they did this. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a green screen down there, but it's a pretty convincing set piece.
You know, if this was Tom Cruise, this would be beyond practical.
I'll do it myself.
Yeah. I don't need no green screen. I'm going on that mountain. But it still looks great.
Yeah, it does. He's gonna do the swing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Got it.
I'm willing to bet the trailer for this movie is just filled with all of these mountain shots. I know I wouldn't be wasting any of this footage.
क्या बात है लोग सिंह?
Wow.
नीचे देखने से चक्कर
That's
आता
such a cool shot.
Right. Look at this.
नीचे मत देख।
है। जी साहब।
Oh my goodness.
कोई कांटेक्ट नहीं हो पाया सर। कुछ पता नहीं वो लोग कहाँ हैं। सर, आई थिंक उनकी तलाश के लिए एक सर्च पार्टी।
सर्च पार्टी की जरूरत शायद कल पड़े, मगर आज हमारी तरफ से सब कुछ प्लान के
They're on a
मुताबिक
48-hour plan.
Yeah.
जनाब, लगता है शेलिंग बंद हो गई।
शेलिंग की जाती है अपने फौजियों को कवर देने के लिए। अगर इधर से कोई नहीं आ रहा है। ओए! खाई की तरफ देखो, चलो।
Oh no.
कहीं दीवार चढ़ गई तो नहीं आ रहे। देखो, जाओ।
Oh!
Oh no!
Veerendra, take on.
No.
Damn. Ah.
Oh no! Oh man.
Goodness.
यहाँ से हट जाने में अक्लमंदी है। ओए, होश खाली करो।
Remember what his superior officer told him? He was like, they always come back, so
Yeah.
you know.
Don't drop your guard.
Yeah, keep your head on a swivel. But I'm not mad at you, man. Take a breath, man. You did a lot. You did all that on the heels of scaling an 800-foot mountain.
Yeah.
Yep, here they come again.
He
That was
ready.
quick.
Yeah, it was really abrupt, but he was ready.
प्रीतम सिंह ने ठीक कहा था।
Yep.
ये एक बार पलट कर फिर आते हैं।
Wow, what a shot.
Mm-hmm. There you go. You earned that, man.
Yeah. He went to hell and back to earn that one.
पहुंच गए हमारे लड़के वहां, पहुंच गए। Objective achieved.
और 48 घंटे में भी 2 मिनट बाकी।
Hero of the century.
Yeah.
Come on, give him a hug, man. Hey.
शाबाश बेटे।
घर चले?
नहीं इस वक्त, इसे और कहीं जाना है।
Romy.
हाय।
हाय।
तुमने जो लक्ष्य बनाया था वो तो पा लिया।
अब मेरा एक और लक्ष्य, तुम।
Nice. That was the ending we were all looking for. Wow, LAKSHYA, it has a lot to offer. That was a full-blown journey that we just went through. From the path of a young man not necessarily knowing what it is he wants to do with his life and where he fits in and how to become a man. It's like the story of becoming a man. He found it through the path of the military. I really enjoyed it. I liked the tempo. What were your first impressions?
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like it's a story we can all relate to. I mean, like, what do we want to do with our lives? Like, you know, seeing what other people are doing and like trying to compare ourselves, like, oh, he's doing this or she's doing that. I'm not good enough in my own right. And, you know, I've got to be something in my life. And I just thought it was just a wonderful, not only a journey of this character, but a hero's journey. And it was really well deserved. Like, I really loved the training montages, for instance, and just watching the character grow. Like, I thought this film did a really great job too. I think a really hard thing to do, especially with writing, is non-linear storytelling. And this film did a great job of doing that, showing the flashbacks, really getting to flesh out these characters so we could get an understanding of where they came from. Because obviously when we start the film, we see Karan's already in the army, and you know, he's already an officer, and like we didn't really get the journey of seeing how he became the officer. So I thought that was a wise choice of starting it like that, and then getting to see again the non-linear storytelling was really told. So we got to understand, like, okay, this guy had no direction in life. He was kind of like a trust fund baby, if you will, especially when we saw that house. Life was just boring, and he had no purpose in life. I mean, he had a beautiful girlfriend he was probably going to get married to, but again, he had no lakshya, no objective in life. And again, it was just a really beautiful, well-told story. And the main story, of course, is they have to retake the peak, of course, and you know, it's about soldiers having to fight and all that. But at the heart and center of it, which is the thing that I was most invested in, it's a love story, and that's where I was really deeply invested in. Like, you didn't want to see anything happen to either of these characters because you wanted them to, or especially Karan, you wanted him to survive so that the love could blossom between him and Romy. So that's how I felt towards it.
Everything you said, I'm definitely co-signing on that. I thought the director and the writer did a really good job of having us mature with our central character, with Karan. Because in the beginning, things were a lot more lighthearted. We got a chance to see how aloof he was, you know, sleeping in and drinking orange juice. The big thing that really stood out to me regarding us aging and maturing with the character were the musical numbers. The very first one was almost like, I wouldn't say comedic, but kind of, even the way that he danced, you know, it was just kind of like, this is, you know, c'est la vie, whatever happens. And then the music starts changing. The musical number starts changing. Finally, to a point where our central character, Karan and Romy, were both just sitting there sharing a moment while the music was playing. Like, we had matured to that point. I appreciate the director respecting us in the audience for him to take it in that direction. The tones changed, the color palettes changed, all of it changed to show that we're not the same audience that we were in the beginning. Karan was not the same person as he was in the beginning. Everything had a beautiful arc, including us.
Oh yeah, his character development in this film cannot be understated. It was, like you said, he's not the same person he was when we start the non-linear storytelling from the flashbacks. Like, again, his character is fully fleshed out throughout this film, and by the end of the film, you really are like, all right, this character has not only had an amazing arc, he's earned what he is. Like, this hero's journey that he's gone on, it was not like given to him. He earned every step of the way. Some other things that I really loved in this film, you mentioned the musical numbers, which were phenomenal. I love how you pointed out that they matured over the musical numbers. That was a really good thing that you pointed out. I totally agree with you, but I love the background score by the composer, especially the love theme between Karan and Romy. It was so beautiful. Every time they replayed it a few times, but it really hit deep with me. I mean, for American films, one of the biggest things that I gravitate towards when my love towards American films is I love good background scores. Like, if anyone who goes to the gym with me knows, like, when I'm listening on my AirPods, I listen to movie music on Pandora. That's just my jam. This film really hit me hard with the music score. I thought it was great. I really thought, like, again, just conveyed the feelings we were meant to feel during the action sequences. The love theme, I really thought that was the highlight for me, but I just thought the composer deserves a great deal of recognition for how well this score was. I loved it. The cinematography in this film, unbelievable. Those mountain shots, just the cinematography in general, aside from the mountain shots, when they were fighting in the war scenes, the action sequences, I love how they sped up the frames too. It really, whenever, cinematographers and directors decide to speed up the frames in war sequences, it really makes me, at least from the audience perspective, I really feel like I'm engulfed in that action sequence. Like, from a soldier's perspective, like, I really feel like I'm in the war. Saving Private Ryan's a great example of a film that really did a good job of speeding up the frames, but this film really did it too, and like, there was so much tension. That's what was really appreciative in the action sequences.
You're speaking a little bit more on the technical side regarding like the score, the cinematography, and the direction that goes well, and I think a lot of it really came to a head for me technically. The scaling of the cliff to me was the chef's kiss for me personally of the movie. Many of those shots, I mean, they're not really practical, right? We know that it's a soundstage, but the thing is that it's not the fact that they did this on a soundstage, it's the fact that the soundstage didn't pull away from us being in the moment. That's a very good indication of good direction and good cinematography. The way that they move the cameras around that mountain in order for us to get those difficult shots. We talked briefly about how like some old Hollywood tricks that have been used in these particular tropes regarding climbing mountains and stuff is moving the camera on its side. I didn't really see that a whole lot, but it still did a very good job of making us feel the height. Make that dizzying kind of feel. They had some really good camera shots that would show and focus in on a central character and then pull away in a way. And the green screen was convincing enough for us to like have that kind of moment. From the time they got to the bottom of the mountain until they closed at the end of the scene, it was high, super high tension. They did a really good job technically too with the very first scaling of attempting to go up the hill and getting that sense of danger with the claustrophobia of the bullets. The way that the other people, the people in the bunkers were laying down the cover fire, it felt like there was nowhere you could really go. They emphasized it so much more with one of the commanders getting his leg stuck and he couldn't move. The terrain being a villain in itself because people were tripping and falling. It was cool bits of doing that heightened the sense of being desperate and stuck and unable to move, but you still have to make these decisions. And in those moments, that's when we got a chance to see some of our characters shine, and some of them suffer the horrible loss of losing their life, because we have to maintain that sense of anybody can get it. They did that. It sold me on the fact that we are in dangerous territory. I don't know about you, but for me, I did have moments, quick flashes of remembering Karan when he was a child and had this childish mentality, and now here he is in this grown man setting where it's do or die.
I totally agree with you, everything you just said. And also too, I think a thing that this film really excelled in was the emotional beats. I mean, the scene he had with his father where he called him knowing like, hey, he could die tomorrow. Like if he had to leave this earth, he didn't want to leave this earth knowing that he left on a bad note with his father. He wanted to tell his father that he knows he was a screw up. His father was a great dad to him, and he knows that, you know, he didn't achieve everything he wanted to, but that moment where he told his son, like, I love you and I'm proud of you, it's just, oh my God, like, the acting, such powerful acting. I mean, the main actor, what was the main actor's name again?
Hrithik. Yeah.
He is amazing. I mean, he's got such a commanding presence. And the thing I loved about him that we've mentioned several times in this, you really feel the transition of change that he's gone through this character. And it's not an easy thing to pull off as an actor, to really feel that change through the arc that the character goes through. Because like when you watch him in the flashbacks and you watch him towards the end of the film, you're like, this is really not the same guy. It's really a different guy. And that's the beauty of a good actor. And that's what he pulled off. And also the fact that he could do all these physical stunts as well. And just going back to the emotional beats, the scenes he has, the chemistry, and you know, I mentioned it's a love story. A love story only works when the on-screen chemistry is good between the two actors, and these two actors were so good together. I really, again, I just instantly was invested in these two characters. Like within a few minutes of just watching them, I'm like, all right, I can feel the sense of history, and you can tell that they're just so cute together, and the dialogue, the way they interact with each other, it's seamless, and I was just really invested. And the more we got throughout the film, and then, you know, when she got engaged, and it's like, it's tearing my heart apart. I mean, I know we got to focus on the soldiering stuff. Again, that's why it was so central that this is still just a love story at the end of the day, as well as I know it's, you know, it's a film about soldiers. It's got to retake the mountain here, but again, to me, this is a love story, and that's what I loved about this film.
Till you actually said it out loud, and you really solidified it with me regarding it being a love story, and we got all of that, all the difficult decisions in order for them to maintain their growth. She made a difficult decision in letting go of her fiance because she wouldn't have been able to grow into the person that she was supposed to be if she had made that choice. Her deciding to let Karan go, you know, it's like, yo, you too childish. You're not ready for this right now. Him having to make that decision to be like, I can't talk to you until I realize I think that I'm worthy enough to talk to you. It took me a while to get that. That's another point of growth that I didn't understand in the moment that he said it, but I understand it now when he's like, no, the next time I see you, it'll be like on my terms because I have to be worthy of you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you're 100% right. I didn't think about that in the moment. It just seemed like he was more saying it out of spite because, hey, you broke up with me, now I don't want to. I'll talk to you when I'm ready. And no, it was more like, hey, I listened to you. I understand where you came from. I love you to the point that I'm willing to wait, and that could cost me our relationship until I'm the man that I'm supposed to be. You know, I'm matured to be to the point where it's time to continue this. So yeah, no, that's a great point that you made. I didn't even think about that.
Well, thank you so much. We could probably still go on with this.
This movie was great. Yeah, it didn't even feel like it was 3 hours too. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Great. I mean, hey, it was just. I'm sitting here looking now, and I'm like, oh wow, oh my gosh, we did crush some time. I'm hoping that everybody did enjoy this time and all of the multiple parts that you've been partaking in this with us. I hope you have given the Patreon a look because there is more to these reactions. If you just sign over to Jaby's Patreon, there'll be a link in the description as well, and you can get everything full, uncut, and it's kind of like you're watching it and hanging out with two of your really good friends. You get all the ahs, the oh my gosh, I can't believe he did that. Trust me, it's tons of fun, and there's a lot of additional content that goes along with it. Hey, I am SYNTELL with the Intel, and I'm here with Andrew the Flash Gordon. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have not subscribed to Jaby's channel, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscription button now. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a second. Yeah, that button right there. There we go. Click that bad boy, and of course, give us those thumbs up because that is how the people know that you are digging what we are giving you. I don't know what else to say other than we will catch you on the next episode. and hear phones in the background. All right. And we will catch you on the next episode. Peace out.